Great. So thank you once again. Can you just give a brief, short introduction about yourself so that the audience can know you?
All right. My name is Aadam Bodunrin. I'm a Nigerian and I work as a data scientist at Data Wrangler Limited, an AI and machine learning company in Nigeria that works with different clients from sectors ranging from healthcare, medicine, energy, telecommunications. So we prefer IT solutions that are, AI empowered.
Okay, great. So I've seen your LinkedIn profile and see you
Right.
have a very wide range of experience. You started with some agriculture, then moved into AI, data science, and a lot of technologies you have touched. So how was your
Yeah, yeah.
journey?
Um, it wasn't a very straight one, like most people. So yeah, in Nigeria, we do not currently have like a course at the university level that is data science, that is a data science track or machine
Okay,
learning track, although those are like coming up. So when I went to the university, my first choice was, agriculture. And actually, it was through agriculture I was able to learn more on data science because at the university level everybody gets to like run through like a dissertation, as people might call it, a project. So my project was around using weight, height, uh, how healthy people are to ascertain their nutritional status. So that project introduced me to a bit of data analysis, how to use data to be able to predict certain scenarios or whatever. But in my own case, it was nutritional status. So that opened my eyes to the world of data. But like I said, I was looking forward to more opportunities in the data science ecosystem, but it wasn't available at the time. But I was really fascinated about the digital media landscape. So I got an opportunity to become part of like a fellowship, which was sponsored by Facebook. So the program was to train us on data and digital media. Then I get to learn more on social media, how companies, use data, social media platforms, platform sentiment analysis, carry out market research to enable, their bottom line to carry out. So that experience led me from agriculture
okay,
to digital media. So at the space where I was working in my as a digital marketer and strategist, I got to see firsthand the impact that businesses were using data to influence customer journey, to use data to improve their product. And I really just wanted to focus more on that. So I kept on looking, for more opportunities again. And I was
okay,
fortunate enough that a fellowship in data science came up, and I was lucky to have been chosen. So the fellowship was organized by the Information and Data Analytics Foundation, IDAF, here in Nigeria.
okay,
So there I got to like went through like a whole process of understanding machine learning algorithms, what data science is in total, and how to apply myself in understanding businesses, understanding how we can use data to improve their processes. And I can say, yeah, that has been
that's
like,
interesting.
yeah, yeah,
So you did two fellowships that changed your life. First one
yeah.
was with Facebook, and second was with IDF.
Yeah, IDAF. Yeah, yeah,
IDAF.
definitely. Yeah. So the first program was organized by Digify Nigeria. Let me clarify that. But it was
Okay,
just supported by Facebook. So
okay,
like
okay,
Facebook was like a supporting partner for the program. So that's that about that. But also the IDAF program allowed us to take cloud certifications. I'm
hmm,
currently Azure Microsoft Data Scientist certified. So I got to like not just learn how to put projects together, but also to like work with cloud technologies, more or less like how I don't know the one you guys are familiar with. It could be AWS, but the terminologies are different, but or they all work on the same quote unquote principles.
okay. So, like, how did you think of joining those fellowships? Like, was it an open invitation that you joined, or you were looking for it? How did you get in?
Which one are you asking in particular? The data
The
science?
Yeah, the data science.
Oh, okay. So around October, November 2019, the application was out that if you're interested in going through a 2-year compulsory fellowship. So the whole idea of the program was that you come in, you get to learn more on data science for like 6 months, and then you get to work with an organization for the rest of the 18 months to complete the 2-year cycle. So it was at the initial stage, I wrote a test, like abstract, verbal and quantitative reasoning questions, and like more or less like an entrance
Okay.
exam. And then there was an interview process where we met with the members of the team that organized the program, and that was it. I know people that tried to enter the program but were unsuccessful. So
Okay.
according to the management, they said over 1,000 Nigerians applied, and
Oh,
just 50 of us applied. Were chosen rather. So
wow.
even out of the 50 of us, like only about 18 of us transitioned into full-time role with the organization. But the pandemic was a big factor in that, because by the
Okay.
time we were almost running up with our training, the pandemic struck, and that
Oh,
affected, so that affected the plan. And but in all, it has been an amazing experience. It has I've seen myself move from, like I just explained, my journey. Really,
yeah.
it has been challenging, it has been fun, it has been exciting, and I think things like that come with personal dedication, and oh, these are the things that I see
Yeah.
myself doing, and this is what I want to do. And that was it for me.
Great. So, like, how was it? How, like, everyone all over the world is really fascinated with data science, but very few really know what kind of work people do there.
Oh yeah,
So,
I
what is
think
your how is your work?
yeah, I think because of the I don't want to use the word hype, but it's like maybe like how a lot of my own parents or their parents generation, all they know is I want my child to become a dentist, a medical scientist, or a surgeon, or whatever. So the hype or the popularity of data science has helped engage a lot of people, and people are like seeing firsthand what AI, machine learning, and data science can do. I mean, and like the top companies of the world, the likes of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, use this in firsthand, and people get to see like, oh yeah, I can actually do something like this. But I also think people are becoming more technical focused. There is a lot of engagement in encouraging people to join STEM platforms, to join STEM as a whole. But when people want to tell you about something, they just get to tell you, oh, this is how you can do something. You can create a chatbot. You can create. They don't tell you the process, the time it takes, the requirements, the patience, the curiosity, the thinking about it. They tell you like on the surface level, and for a lot of people, that attracts them. I won't lie to you. I was also part of that group, but I was able to see again that it was like every other rule out there. It's going to take time to learn. You're going to be started because you're learning new concepts. There are going to be some moments that will be challenging. And for me, there were a lot of, because even before I joined the program, like I said, I already had like an idea of what data analysis was. I was already working with like SQL and Python, but I wasn't really doing much on exploratory data analysis. I could just, oh yeah, I can run my for loops, more or less like a basic understanding of programming. But I wasn't, so the program allowed me to dig deep into understanding several concepts. And I think a lot of people need to understand that, irrespective of how beautiful or juicy the possibilities and opportunities are in the world of data science, the work that has to be done there is enormous, it's tasking, but trust me, like I said, is highly rewarding, because you get to see firsthand the impact of what you are doing. For me, I like to, oh, I'm working on this, and I can almost immediately see the value that is going to bring, see the importance that is going to add to people's lives. So that was one of my own my, how I put it, my strong foot to say, yeah, I can actually do this, and I want to continue.
So, like, what kind of work do you do?
Okay. So I roughly do things around uh, data visualization, machine learning. So one of the projects that I'm really proud of was we're supposed to like use. Okay, let me give you like a little bit of background. So in Nigeria, we have a lot of small and medium scale businesses, and those businesses cannot really afford, high level accounting principles and like because of level of education, and they can't afford accountants. So we sort of like went through like a market research to understand why, and we're asking them questions as to their current means of recording their daily transactions. So my team and I, not just me, wanted to create an automated process where we could use natural language processing and speech recognition to automate their daily transaction collection process. So that's like a project on its own. It's like using Siri to organize your daily activity. Like, oh Siri, take note that I went jogging today, and Siri is telling you it is recording the time, the activity that is jogging, how many distance you ran, and the like. So imagine that for like a business now. Like you are digitizing their transaction, you are recording it, you are moving it away from pen and paper to a digital platform wherein they can lose their transactions, they can keep track of it. And for me, talking with the potential users was eye-opening because they were really enthusiastic about seeing the product, even if we're just at the research at the research stage. So yeah, that just showed that like there is a lot of things that we can do irrespective of like industry that AI machine learning can help us do.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you enjoy the work a lot.
Ah, a part of it. There are some days, like I said, it can be challenging, and you know, I don't know if you program. I guess you do, but like when you're like you've compiled a code, and then you realize like while you're debugging, the mistake you made was a comma or a colon or something. So things like that can be frustrating. But yeah, we still go through all that. But I
Yeah.
guess it comes with time, and then you're like, oh, not this mistake again. And then like with collaboration, things get easier. So I think for me, my work is really fascinating because I'm not the only one doing the work. I get to like meet other colleagues who, it's I really enjoy it because it allows people to collaborate more. I don't think there's any tech team or technological team that works in isolation. There's a lot of collaboration, so you get to hear people's points of view on certain things, approach, and I think that applies a lot in data science because you get to make certain decisions. You get to make certain guesses, are like, oh, not guesses so to say, but uh, like leeway, the things you're allowed to forgo. Oh, this is the reason why we want to do this kind of analysis. Why is that? Because we feel that if we do it this way, we are not going to be biased against this particular group of people. So the whole aspect of data privacy, ethics, people encouraging that there is, a representation across board and the likes really helps everyone, to come alive and, for me, once you can share idea and we can put those ideas into practice, I'm sold. So I think data science allows it to do that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you said you often, sometimes you have a frustrating experience. Some small code errors don't
Yeah.
give you the right answers.
Yeah.
So do you remember some very peculiar error that you really struggled for?
Okay. So my teammates and I were trying. This one is a bit funny. Like I said, my journey into data science is I'm not like an expert yet. I'm working towards that. But like when we started our project, we wanted to build a named entity recognition model using Spacey library. So we were tagging the entities, but unfortunately for us, we didn't notice that the entities that we are tagging, we are supposed to leave an extra space behind those entities. So let me say I'm trying to tag mango, and mangoes is like a 5-letter word. So I'm supposed to tag from 0 to 6, not 0 to 5.
Oh,
Like Python start counting from
okay.
from. So imagine that we were running the model several times. We're not getting results. And then we're wondering what happened? What did we do wrong? And
Oh,
it took us like a week to figure out that
oh
was
my
like the
God.
mistake that we made. And that changed the open. Once we were able to figure that out, we were able to move at a very fast rate. It was hilarious. Thinking about it now is just very funny. But yeah, that happened.
1 week must be really frustrating.
Yeah, yeah.
So how did you hold
So
yourself as your
I
first
think,
project?
yeah, remember what I said back, like we had already done like a market research. So we're really looking forward to developing like a solution for our potential users. So part of that was we need to give these guys value. We need to deliver something that would help them, that would help their businesses. And also, I mean, I'm still an employee, right? So I have to deliver. So we kept on looking for ways to understand. In fact, at some point, we wanted to meet with the team that created the library. And it was in the process of us contacting them that we figured out that, oh, we were the
Oh,
ones making the mistake. So we just kept at it. And like I said, since in a case like this where I was not the only one working on it, so we get to like channel each other's energy. When someone's energy is a bit low, the rest of the team comes in and boosts everybody's morale up. So I think like with a good team management in place, we were able to like excel. And for me, it's more or less like it's a journey. So understand the process, like know what you're supposed to do, try and build things in simpler means. Don't start off, from the big chunks. I think that applies to like the world of tech and programming. Break down your problems into tiny bits so that you can solve them easily, and then you stage your progress. So that was it for me, really. You get frustrated a bit. It comes with programming. You get frustrated. You understand. Okay, something is wrong. I think there's this joy that most programmers, developers, get. Well, okay, there's a mistake, I can fix this. And once you do that, there's just this satisfaction, this like a little bit of dopamine release in your brain, and like, yeah, I've done something, I've fixed something that is wrong in the world, even though it's just the code you wrote yourself.
oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. So where do you see yourself going? Like you plan to stick around with data science, or you have some more ideas now, or
Okay.
blockchain or something?
No, not really blockchain, but I think for me, I'm looking forward to like focusing on a domain. I don't know what it's going to be at the moment. I know like I mentioned, my background is in agriculture, and there's a lot of application of data science in agriculture. But until I do that, there is something I'm really looking forward to doing, which is like becoming uh, product oriented. That is becoming like things like around a product manager, because I believe that every product out there gets to and needs to understand how data can impact their customer journey, can impact their bottom line and the likes. So if there's a need for every product out there to become more data driven, so decisions are data driven and data based. So it's not like you're just making decisions of your instinct or your gut or whatever. But uh, if I'm not leaving the field, but my application of data science could just be specific to like an industry or a product. Like I was speaking to a product manager recently because it's something I'm quite interested in, and I got to like ask him because his background is also similar to mine. He's a machine learning engineer that transitioned into a product manager. So for him currently now, he's looking forward to applying things like A and B testing, sentiment analysis, and the likes on how their customers use their product. So you can see that like data science now is not becoming like an application to different entities, different industries, and the like. So that's where I see myself. That's what I see myself doing rather. And yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to merge the domain and the data knowledge.
Exactly. And I think for a lot of beginners, for me, if I would have enjoyed it better if someone had advised me while I was starting out that I really focused my learning towards my agricultural or digital media background, because that way, since I already have like a domain knowledge in those fields, I'll be able to become like quote and unquote a unicorn in my own industry, because that way I can easily boast ahead of my peers and say, oh, I can perform certain machine learning techniques on your data set, even though, okay, yeah, I'm just a social media strategist person. And I think there are a lot of opportunities that are building up in that regard. I think a company in the US currently, I think they're called Aspect, is focusing on training young people on how to use data science in finance, machine learning in finance, and the likes. So once as a newcomer, that would be like one of my suggestions.
Okay. So for newcomers again, like how would you, like someone is passing out of college, right? If someone asks you what should be the career guidance for him, how would you tell him if he wants to start with data science? What
Data
should he do?
science. Oh, okay. I think the person should. For me, I would have loved it if I had a chance to speak with like a diverse group of data scientists. So the first thing is understand what data science is, not just what you know a lot of gurus say online. Understand what it really entails. Talk to real life data scientists, people that you can easily reach out to on LinkedIn to understand what they do on a daily basis and see if that is, if that kind of lifestyle or work is meant for you. So now, if you are set on, oh, this is what I really want to do, start with the basics. A lot of people jump the ropes and just move from, not even understanding linear algebra to doing deep learning models, which, the applications right now is not very extensive. So understand the basics. Start with something as easy as Excel, your SQL, your data visualization tool like Power BI or Tableau. Those are like the one tool that you can use across board. Understand them at the foundational level, down to your Python programming or R, irrespective of what platform you want to use. I know there is a lot of talk on which one is better, Python or R. As long as you are giving value, your team manager would not really care what tool you are using. The bottom line is what value is your analysis providing. So understand the basics, understand how you can, manipulate data structures, and get to read a whole lot, because it's a it's it's an old field that is constantly evolving. So there are new techniques that you need to learn. So there are amazing books that you can find on the internet, from data visualization to understanding data science for business. There's even a book called Data Science for Business, and I think every beginner should read that. That book helped me while I was starting out, and it was really an eye opener because it wasn't just teaching me, or I wasn't just learning about data science. I was learning about the application of data science to business. And I could see firsthand how businesses, from the 90s were using data to improve their bottom line. So things like that would really help you go a long way. Know what you are getting into, understand the basics, build your foundation. Let your foundation be very strong, and don't be too worried about learning everything. There's also something you can do if you are really keen on a particular industry. Research perhaps like the top 10 firms there and see what tools they are using. Across board, you see like they're all using similar tools. Like I've mentioned some of them here. Focus your learning on those tools, and that way you become a master of them, and be willing to learn more. Be willing to learn new things. Don't say, this is what I know, because there are going to be things that will test you. A colleague of mine worked on Django. Django is not really related to data science. It's like a backend technology for building apps. But yeah, we'll give it a shot. You try to learn that, because you are trying to become more self-aware, because you want to be able to do a whole lot of things, not just, oh, I can build a model. Can you put that model into production? So things like that would come into play. Learn a lot on statistics, uh, a bit of linear algebra, maths. Programming is very important, and you can't run away from it. I know there are a lot of platforms that preach no code, no low code approach, which is great because it enables a lot of people to do things faster. But I think for everyone starting out learn the basics, even if it's just the foundation. Like I said, remember I was teasing myself on how I was still learning my for loops, your why, your if statements, things like that. Build your foundations on that, and trust me, you're well on your way on becoming a data science rockstar.
Great. And like I'm an IT professional. I'm more of a developer.
All
So
right.
I develop on cloud-based applications. So in the entire IT industry, what I've seen is, okay, domain knowledge and technical skills are important, but you also need some skills that can't be quantified as technical, but you should know those skills. Like it's understood that a developer will also have these skills.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
what kind of skills should a data analyst have, a data
Uh,
scientist?
okay. I think first of all, it's collaboration. I think I mentioned that. And the number one reason for that is because you're not going to be working in isolation. So for an effective data team, you're going to have people from, you're going to have like, let me just give an example, a data engineer, a data analyst, a data scientist, a machine learning engineer, and like a developer. So everyone gets to work in units, right? Like you work individually, but at the same time you collaborate with everyone. So the data engineer is supposed to be responsible for ingesting the data, ensuring that there is a pipeline for how the data moves from either a database to a Power BI dashboard or what have you. And the data analyst is to perform historical analysis, build dashboards, while the data scientist builds the model in collaboration with the machine learning engineer, and the developer gets to help in building into like an MVP. So collaboration is number one. Ability to listen. Communication is key because you are going to be talking to top level management. You are going to be explaining your reasons for performing several analysis. Oh, why did you do this? You are going to be presenting to boards. Like I said, things around building dashboard reports. You explain your approach, your strategy to top level management, and those guys really need to make decisions very fast. So you have to know how to engage different audience. um, I think also things around discipline, emotional intelligence, design thinking. Design thinking is very important because we are creating tools or softwares from a user-centric point of view. So don't think of yourself as you are the user, you are not. So understand the process, like I mentioned, learn to collaborate, work well in teams, listen, critique reasonably, because you are going to be engaged, or you are going to ask your colleagues, because you want to ensure that people are not introducing bias into the analysis you are performing. So things like that would go a long way in helping a data science. And also business skills are important. I know, like we techies, we like to pride ourselves as our technical skill set, but yeah, we need to learn more on the business side of things. It's not enough to just be a technical guru, but okay, understand how if you are running a deep learning model, how heavy it's going to be, and how that model might not easily be deployed. So understand business processes, things like, oh, if this is the amount you are going to spend, what is the possible revenue that we are going to be making? So things like that should be factored in.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So among all these things, like if again a newcomer in the industry asks you, like, how should he decide his domain? Like,
I think okay, yeah, I think it's interest really. And for a lot of people, money is a factor, like, or which industry pays like the highest, which industry will give me like the best benefit or what have you. But most people that I've seen that have excelled at this field are people that have uh, and like a vision, so to say, to solve a particular problem. I know someone that studied actuarial science and is working on building a machine learning models that can help automate, that can detect makeup for your, depending on your skin tone. So it's about, oh, what problem do I want to solve, really? So data science becomes a tool in helping you solve that problem. So it's not about, oh, I want to focus on this, I want to do this. Identify first, what problem do you want to solve? Okay, so now that problem can come in different fields. It can even be combined. So then, you using data science or what have you, to apply, like to build a solution to solve that problem becomes a gateway for you. So I won't say first, if you already have uh, like a domain in mind, it is great. So that way you can channel your thoughts into what are the things that I can automate in this industry? What are the problems that a lot of, let me say for instance, now a dentist, right? So now dentists get to have like appointments, they get to like check root canals and the like. So what can I help a dentist do? Okay, I want to be able to automate checking whether your teeth are growing, there's an ingrowth in your gum or what have you. So you can think of, oh, you're already solving a particular problem for a dentist, but that way you're looking at it in a unique perspective, but it's solving a problem for a lot of people around the globe. So don't be too domain hungry, like, oh, this is the domain I want to do. Be specific about the problem you want to solve. I want to stop people from visiting banks. So now we are now, oh, you're going to like a fintech solution. Oh, you're going into, I want to be able to use drones to detect diseases in maize. In maize, then my focus is on maize farmers. So things like that, then you can now apply computer vision and what have you. So the problem solving oriented, not domain
Okay.
specific. Yeah,
Like they should start with a problem in mind rather than a domain in mind.
exactly. What am I trying to solve, or what am I trying to change? What am I trying to improve?
That's nice.
Yeah,
That was interesting. Nice knowing you. I've seen your
yeah,
profile. I thought you're an interesting person. You have such a wide range of domains that you have
experience.
covered. It's really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Thank you very much.